Windsor Castle. We just heard them above the skies here, and on the right of the screen there you could just see all of the readiness. In fact, I think that is the King, perhaps we can see. That is the King we can see looking through the door there, anticipating, as we are, President Trump's arrival here at Windsor. The King officially standing by, keeping an eye on the sky above the castle as President Trump and the First Lady prepare to land. Of course, it will be a little while before he gets to the King's door, as it were. He's got to meet the Prince and Princess of Wales first. I'll bring in Alistair Bruce, who is going to talk us through all of the ceremonial proceedings this afternoon. Alistair, we're just moments away.
We are, and the President is about to land down at Victoria House, where the King, watching from the main door with his equerry and the equerry of the Queen beside the picture as they look out, waiting for that landing. It's quite complicated when helicopters come in. There's the King's private secretary, Sir Clive Alderton, walking across the picture. He has been in close communication with the President's team in putting together this state visit. But the problem with helicopters landing in this fairly close environment at Windsor Castle is that the horses need to be kept at a distance before they're brought forward with the carriages for obvious reasons. The sound and the destabilization caused by the downdraft of these enormous helicopters has its effect. And gathered outside Victoria House, the master of the horse, other members of the President's team, and across. And with the formalities over, the King identifies where the President will come and stand, introducing his private secretary, Sir Clive Alderton. The introductions taking place while the preparations are made, the Queen's private secretary too. And all of this time, the carriages will be being prepared to come forward along with the escort of the Household Cavalry, Sovereign's escort, which will be in 4 divisions, provided by the Life Guards and the Blues and Royals. The Queen is wearing a brooch with a large sapphire, which was a present to Queen Victoria from Prince Albert, the Prince Consort, when he married her. And of course, most of the buildings that are here in Windsor that we will see were part of his design for the royal grounds here at Windsor. But I wonder, could he ever have imagined that presidents of the United States would come freely to the United Kingdom for state visits? Because it's really only Woodrow Wilson, who was the first president of the United States at the end of the First World War, who made a visit to Britain while in office. Principal carriage here, the Irish state coach, and in it will travel the King and the President. And in the second carriage, the Scottish state coach, and that will travel the Queen with the First Lady. And in 2 further state landau, you'll have a semi-state landau. You'll have the Prince and Princess of Wales with the Ambassador of the United States and the Ambassador's spouse, the Honourable Warren Stevens and Mrs. Stevens. Horses seem very relaxed, and they were held off, as I was saying, until it was quieter here at Victoria House. And the journey from here will take this procession to Windsor Castle along Frogmore Drive. The footmen take positions at the back of the carriage. The second footman will climb up once the door is shut, and you'll see the blockman on the left who's got the blocks underneath the wheels of the carriage, holding it steady. He's just released the blocks. And when the Crown Equerry is ready, Colonel Toby Brown will give a signal and the procession can begin.
President, the Guard of Honour of the Grenadier Guards, the Coldstream Guards and the Scots Guards are present and awaiting your inspection.
Thank you very much, everybody. He's a great gentleman. A great gentleman and a great king.